Welcome back to the Fan Channel Review Show on the Football Terrace. Hit the like and the share button. Some bangers for you today to jump into. Remember, every channel we feature on here today, make sure you go and subscribe to their channel. Make sure you go and support them. It's so important to do that to the Fan Channel community. But I'm starting off with X, my favorite. Let's take, I missed this at the weekend. It's in my DMs yesterday. Great, this on watch.
In OFB, I'm fuming. Same old story from last season. I told you our front line needed surgery, fam. What were we doing in Asia for pre-season? We should have been in Turkey, blood. Even when we put 4 past Everton, I told everyone Everton will be going down faster than Jay Sean. Let's not get too excited. First half was like the players got woken up at 5 a.m. and asked to do 100-meter sprints. Slow, lethargic. These men were going through the motions like Katie Hopkins' husband, fam.
I just want to say as well, yes, my laugh is fake to all the haters in the comment section.
They were just going through the motions. Second half, we completely turned it around. It was like a Bruce Jenner documentary, fam, and we still lost. They got in way too easy, blood. It was like going Notting Hill Carnival at 7 a.m. It was too easy. Our line was higher than Bubbles from The Wire, Tommy Egan's mum, and Wonder from Snowfall all put together. These men are high. Honestly, that defending was diabolical, blood. Why is our back always open like a 7-Eleven, fam? Why? It's just too easy. We needed quality to improve our forward line, and we needed a number 6, fam. But instead, we're blowing money fast in Hamleys and Kidzania. And I said it, that's fine. If they're good enough, that's fine. But why are they not playing? We're there worrying about the future when at present, when we lose the ball and need to defend, it's like a scene from I Am Legend.
But he's right. Listen, I'm not even trying to dig Spurs out in a horrible way. I actually empathize so much with their fans. But again, do you know they've spent? Do you know how much? I'm not even going to say it. Just go look in the last 2-3 seasons, 1-2-3 seasons, how much money they've spent on what? Arguably, Levy and Co. don't get the stick because they don't have the debt against the club in the same way the Glazers do. But the way they have run that football club, the way they have run it into the ground, I'm telling you this now, it is an absolute madness. It really
The point is here,
madness.
Man City are incredible. And you'll get Man City fans saying Goldbridge is moaning again.
I didn't mean to play that straight away. Let me start that one again. Let me start this one again.
The point is here, Man City are incredible. And you'll get Man City fans saying Goldbridge is moaning again. How many times do I have to tell you? You're incredible. You are incredible, right? But...
Incredible, he says.
Tell me the antidote. Tell me how somebody competes with that. Because when you're not starting Rodri and you're not starting Gundogan, that's probably 2 of your best players, honestly. But you don't need to start them away to West Ham or Chelsea because you want to rest them so they're ready for later in the season. Are Arsenal going to rest Odegaard and Declan Rice?
Well, Rice will be having a rest now.
Are Liverpool going to rest Mo Salah at Old Trafford? No. Why can Man City do that? Because they've got this amazing squad. Yeah. So how does everybody else do that? They can't. Yeah. You literally can't buy that squad that Man City have got anymore because...
I disagree. This is his reasoning.
Because Man City built it when you could, and now you can't. If you could, Newcastle would do it. Villa.
So it's where I slightly disagree. Well, I do and I don't. I understand that, but Chelsea built a squad before FFP as well. FFP has been in place for about 10 years now. The only argument that City shouldn't have this squad because of finances will come down to if they did or did not cheat. That's it. Point blank. But when you look at the amount of money being spent, and I'm not getting into net spend, City raise a lot of money through the sale of players. That is part of their business model. Not all clubs operate that model. Maybe they should, though. Maybe Man United should look at increasing the amount of young players we bring in. Arsenal doing the same, not to develop them for the first team, but to sell them for profit. It is what Man City do. It's part of their business model. I've got no personal problem with it whatsoever. But you look at the amount of money Man United have spent. You look at the amount of income the Tottenhams, the Arsenals, the Liverpools have. They could have built themselves a squad. They absolutely could have built themselves a squad that enabled them to rest one of their top players or a couple of their top players for the opening games of the season. We can't sit here and pretend that Liverpool couldn't have bought better players in the last 4 or 5 years. They had the money to. Let's not pretend Man United haven't wasted an abundance of money on... We just spoke about Spurs a second ago. Let's not pretend like Spurs haven't absolutely, categorically wasted money on an abundance of talent where actually, if they'd have bought better than Brennan Johnson, bought better than Richarlison, bought better than Højbjerg, go through the money they've spent. If they'd have invested it in better players, if they had better scouts, better people running their club, then maybe they could do it. So I understand what Mark's saying. It's hard to compete with this Manchester City squad. In reality, that's a true statement. But the idea that no one else can build a squad that can compete, I disagree. I think there is an opportunity for you to do. You've just got to be well run. Not everyone can have one because there's a finite amount of players. That's true. But I do believe other clubs could. And maybe you've got a plan for the future and go, right, well, we've got to build the next squad that has the Rodris in it, that has the Gundogan's in it, that has the Haalands in it. Maybe you can't now go out and buy a ready-made player that can compete. But there's more than one way to skin a cat, in my humble opinion. Now, I watched another Man United show last night. Amazing. Big up Saeed TV. This had me in stitches. We're going to play it. I'm going to start with Ty, first of all. Take a look and a listen. And by the way, if you haven't hit the like and the share button yet, get it done. Go and subscribe to all the channels like I mentioned. Take a look at this.
But do I think Man United can get better results than what we've had so far, the first 3? Yes. And while I believe, and there is still a bit of hope.
That is shocking.
You know what? I don't mind.
That's shocking.
If you lot say, yeah, I'm hoping. No, do you know what? I'm cool with it today. If you lot will say in the chat, oh, it's hope. It's hope. Yeah. Do you know what? If I hope, I hope. If I hope, it's hope. While I believe, I'm believing.
Do you know what? I've got to say, I disagree with Ty that it will turn around. He's even saying it will. He's saying that he hopes it does. But what is wrong with hope? Genuine question. What is wrong with hope? I understand copium. When people say, oh, copium, you're coping, you're making mad excuses, you're deflecting, you're coping with a bad situation. What is wrong with hope? Please explain to me. I hope Man United win today. Oh, you hopium. Doesn't everybody hope? Is that not normal? Or am I just an old man? Please let me know. Big up, Ty. I disagree with the fact that I think Ten Hag may turn this around. I hope that, ironically, I hope I'm wrong. See, it just comes out. You can't not say it. Everyone that thinks Ten Hag is going to foul all have hopium, because surely they're all hoping they're wrong, right? Everyone who thinks Man United are going to be good, I hope him. We all hope. Please tell me in the comments section, what is this obsession? What is this obsession? Please tell me with hope.
Let's go and check the other show the other day, Saeed. I mentioned this to you. Like, I said, well, I'm confused. Remember that, Saeed? Hold on, Saeed. I mentioned to you, Saeed. I said, I'm confused. Well, who's 4-2?
I like how Marcel dresses, you know. I like it. Proper.
What is this? Is this Ineos? Or is this...
I have never heard this shit before. Whose formation? What the hell are you talking about, Marcel? What are you talking about? Wilcox gave him recommendations. Now you're telling me that the Ineos are doing formation. So what the hell is a manager for? What is he really doing? I might as well let Jimmy Ratcliffe and Wilcox have a microphone and tell to the speakers, do this, do that. What the hell is the manager for, bro?
So I can explain.
You're telling me whose formation? Let me explain. Do you hear yourself? I'm fucking tired. Whose formation is this? Who? What are you on about? So was it Van der Sar's formation? No, man. No.
Stop doing the hyena thing and let me explain. Let me explain.
No, you don't explain anything.
Yeah, I do. You just don't.
Whose formation? Are you being serious? Man said, whose formation is it?
Look, go and watch the video. It was an amazing piece of content last night. I really enjoyed it. It was great insight. It was great fun. There was loads of great moments. It was brilliant. And for me, I see both sides of this argument. And what's really interesting is I thought that after Jose and Oli failed, I thought everybody that just believed that a manager would fix the club would kind of get behind this idea that we need a club project where the club decide how we're going to play, the kind of players that we want, stylistically how we want to operate, and then you bring in a head coach to coach that into the team and bring it alive. it still feels like that's creating a bit. It isn't so much Ineos saying we're playing 4-2, we're playing 4-4-2, or we're playing 4-3-3, and we've got to do this and do that. It isn't as sort of micromanaged and prescriptive of that, in my opinion. But I want you guys to discuss it in the comment section below. Go and check out this video. It was absolutely phenomenal and hilarious, all rolled into one. It really, really was. Let's take a look here at TalkSport. This is interesting.
Throw to each other, and we spoke about in the summer, Declan Rice playing further forward. And can we get more out of Declan if he did, like he does for Arsenal, a little bit more, and then just keep encouraging him to get forward, surging runs, energy, all of that.
So to bring this to life, they're talking about needing more from Declan Rice in football in general, just to set the premise.
Those type of things. I think he's been important for England as the holder on occasion, but I still think there's more to come from Dec.
Yeah, I mean, I said at the end of the Euros we need to have a big conversation about Declan Rice. I said it on this station, and so far we haven't had that conversation. The conversation starting point isn't anything to do with Declan Rice, is he all that? It's not about is he good enough? He's good enough. We know that he's a talented footballer. In fact, he's so talented that I personally, Stuart, and I don't know what you feel about this, because you've worked with him and seen him at close quarters, I personally feel he has it in him to be the true leader of the team. I'm not talking about captain, I'm talking about on the pitch, leading a team from a position where they might not win a game to going on to win it. I'll give you an example. It's a bad example because West Ham played badly. Remember the Kidderminster Cup tie? And Kidderminster went 1-up and West Ham were going out of the Cup at National League North Kidderminster. It would have been a massive story. Declan Rice comes on and he is unstoppable. He saved West Ham's embarrassment that day. I think you'd admit that. He was fantastic. I want to see him do that against top opposition, obviously. But I think he's got it in him to do it, but we just don't see it. I think sometimes he kind of fades away from games where you're expecting him to come to the fore. We never, so against Spain, for example, I wanted him to be that leader, that man, where we look back on the final and say, you know what, we wouldn't have won that without Declan Rice. I'm still waiting for it. Am I being too harsh?
I think he is being a little bit too harsh. And I mean that in the sense of, you're given an example against Kidderminster. A game, by the way, where West Ham were dominant. They just didn't have anybody putting the ball over the line. But let us not pretend that we haven't seen him for Arsenal on a regular basis in just this last year dominate games, be prolific, be a creator. Whether that be from, I mean, people try and discount creativity from set pieces. It's crazy to me. He scored big goals for them as well last season in a number of games. And I get the point. But I think when it comes to England, we are ignoring the fact of who our manager was and the way we were told to play. And what I would also say about Declan Rice, I think he's probably playing a little bit too much football. Personally, I would like to see him not with England for these next couple of games. I'm not even joking. Genuinely, I think it's something Arsenal have got to get better at doing and making some of their players pull out of international duty. Fergie did it with a lot of United players. You've seen Cole Palmer pull out. I think Foden's pulled out. Also, they're ready for their club team as an example. I do think the Declan Rice conversation is crazy. This man has been nominated for a Ballon d'Or this year as an example. He was phenomenal last season. That doesn't mean he hasn't had poor games, but I think what happens to Declan Rice when he doesn't have a good game, which happens to nearly every single player in the history of football, is he really that good? Should we be expecting more? Then he goes through 20 games where he's amazing, almost flawless, creates and scores, and is the engine room for Arsenal, brilliant for England. And then he has another game where I weren't that good. We should have that conversation about Declan Rice again. It's weird to me when there are other players out there, whether it's Premier League or internationally, who are rarely dropping a 6 out of 10 performance, and the conversation is sparse. I think the Declan Rice narrative is absolutely overplayed to an epic level indeed. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. Obviously, I want to get yours in the comment section below. Big up all the content creators at Say TV. Of course, Mark Goldbridge, and That's Football, TalkSport, and the brilliant Expressions. Go and subscribe to all of their channels. It's one thing I'd always push and promote. The fan channel community should really stick together. There's a lot of crazy stuff coming from the conglomerate soon, and if we don't pull together, it could be curtains for the lot of us. So go and support them all, people. Take care, goodbye, God bless, and I'll see you all again soon. Peace!